Hey fans, KastKing Pro and MLF Pro, Brent Chapman here. We're going to continue our series on technique-specific rods, but this one in the lineup is probably one of the most important without a doubt. You know, we'd love for you guys to have every rod in the lineup, and I know you guys want every rod in the lineup, but if you're just getting started and you want to pick a rod that's probably one of the most versatile, it's this one right here. This is the Speed Demon Pro, the 7'3" jig worm rod. And this rod is probably one of the most versatile for sure. You know, looking at the specs here, this is a fast action, medium power. It's a 10 to 20 pound line weight and 1/4 ounce to 3/4 ounce in lure selection. So very, very versatile for the lineup. Handle length is really important. I mean, this is something that you could do some lighter flipping and pitching with. The handle length is really key for that. Is, you know, whenever you're flipping and pitching, you want a handle that's about the length of your forearm, and I think most people are about the same as mine. But it's still got the power to yank fish out of heavy cover, but it's actually light enough to be a very versatile one as well. But what I've got it rigged up here for is a technique. This, you know, in the springtime is very, very hot, but it continues through the whole season, is a swim jig. Swim jigs are awesome. If you haven't fished a swim jig much, you need to fish a swim jig, and you don't have to have a so-called swim jig to fish a swim jig. I've caught many a fish swimming a regular flipping jig, so don't think you have to actually have a specific swim jig to go fish a swim jig. But this is one I've got rigged up here. This is a little 3/8 ounce shad imitation. We're in springtime right now, so the shad spawn's going on, but a swim jig is very, very versatile in many conditions. Swim jigs typically good around heavy cover, docks, that type of stuff. When the shad spawn's going on in the springtime, it's a great way. This is a easy bait to fish. If you watch a lot of pros, a lot of guys are fishing it and they are literally hopping this thing across the surface. You really can't fish a swim jig in a wrong manner. I tell people fishing a swim jig is like fishing a spinnerbait, because it's such a versatile way to fish, because you can fish it as fast as you know, popping that thing across the surface, or you can slow roll it like a spinnerbait. You can throw it out, let it sink to the bottom, or you can just swim it really, really slow. It just depends. Every day the fish will tell you how they want that. And what's cool about it as well, if you're going along and you come to a target where you need to pitch that bait into a specific target, like a flipping jig, you can then pitch that jig in there and flip and pitch with it as well. So a swim jig is a great way to cover water, be very, very thorough. Another big aspect of it is I've got this thing on a high-speed reel. This is the Bassinator Elite 8 1-to-1 gear ratio reel, so I can really work that bait super, super fast. And, you know, with the gear ratio, if fish hits it, I can really catch up to it fast. So that fast gear ratio allows you to do that. And last but not least is I've got this on 50-pound KastKing Cast Pro braid. So obviously when those big ones eat it in that heavy cover with that braid, I'm confident enough I can yank them out of the heaviest cover, and I'm going to win that battle as well. So you know, the jig worm rod, if you're looking for just getting started, wanted to have a rod that's very, very, very versatile, it's the Speed Demon Pro 7'3" jig worm rod. It's one that everybody's got to have in their arsenal for sure. Hey KastKing fans, let's go fishing.